Welcome back to Market on Close. Time to talk a little energy because crude got some energy to the upside today after a bit of a drop. It kind of went overshadowed with all the Powell stuff yesterday. Scott Bauer is with the CEO of Prosper Trading Academy. Scott, thanks for jumping into the hot seat this afternoon on short notice. Energy,
Yep.
Nice day.
No worries.
But how do we know at this point, after the type of sell-off that we had, what's for real? What's a dead drill bounce? Like that?
Honestly, you close your eyes, you get a dart, and you throw it at the dartboard. And that's an honest answer. You don't. You know, the news today, what's caused oil to be up 3% is coming out of Russia. You know, something that we really hadn't even thought about, or at least wasn't on the forefront heading into the big OPEC meeting. So that's what we're seeing today, but we don't know if that's any sort of just relief rally, how much that's going to impact the entire space, or if we're going to be trading sub 50 again. I mean, a lot of people seeing that 4 handle in front of crude, yesterday, that freaked a lot of people out in this marketplace, Oliver.
No doubt about it. I mean, it was like a rubber band, basically. Came back pretty quick. So I guess for maybe the technical side, you got a little bit of a signal that perhaps the, speculative nature of this could be on pause for a moment, the selling.
I think that there still is more downside pressure. I really do. I think any sort of good news, and when I say good news, I guess I'm talking about for a bullish stance in oil, any sort of good news I think is going to be very, very limited. Maybe you see a top of 54 to 55 coming out of any news about cutbacks here. I do think we're going to trade sub 50 again here, but right now everything really is speculation, and that's why we're seeing volatility so high in that space right now.
Now, Scott, what will you sort of look for? What makes you encouraged? For crude, it seems like 3 months ago, we would have been talking about supply updates, news-driven updates, dare I say tweets. Now it's like, is there a technical formation? Is there a volume sign? Is there something that maybe gives an indication of oversold nature? I mean, it feels like we're almost out of the fundamental space at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was a little bit of capitulation last week. Not so much yesterday when we saw it dip below 50, but you really saw volume pick up on that last move down to like 51.5 or so before it started grinding down lower below 50. That to me was a sign maybe of some bottoming here, but that does not take away, in my opinion, any of the headwinds here that the entire space is facing. And in fact, I think, in a best case scenario coming out of OPEC here, what it does is maybe relieve some of the volatility in the marketplace, but I don't see any situation other than, just a major cutback, which I don't think we're going to get, that we see a rally over the next week, 2 weeks, maybe even going into the end of the year, upwards of 55 or so a barrel in West Texas.
Yeah. All right, Scott, thanks for the hit. We got to leave it there. Good stuff as always. And wow, what a nuts chart for the SIBO volatility on oil.
Sure is.
Scott Bauer, CEO of Prosper Trading Academy. Always a rock here on the TD Ameritrade Network.